Don't I feel like a dick in a jar?
Yes, please. That's my young one there. Thank you. Cool. So glad to have Joe. I've known Joe for quite some time. Actually, a real long time, like over 10 years or something, right? Quite a few years. So, it's actually funny, like, back in the day, I was such a big fan of Joe. Still a fan, but a little borderline crazy. They used to call all hip-hop allbudden.com. Like, we used to get it real bad back in the day. So it's good to have you come full circle. First things first, can you have this new project out, No Love Lost. Can you speak on the album a little bit for those that may not know or those that are watching this and explain the meaning? Because from what I understand, it has a dual meaning.
Where'd you get that dual meaning stuff from?
I don't know. I just
No
heard
Love
something.
Lost, for the people that have been following me, my sophomore album on Def Jam was supposed to be the growth. No Love Lost acts as the growth for me. It was just about evolving, not just as an artist, but as a man as well. Not just sonically, but, mentally, emotionally, just connecting dots all around the board. So, again, for those that have followed me, know that my path has been a rocky one, a turbulent one to say the least. But today, there's no quarrels, there's no problems, there's no issues with, anybody that I may have encountered throughout my career, whether that be executives, labels, radio, distributors, bloggers, as far as everybody in my life goes, there's no love lost all around the board.
Right. So the growth, so the growth was supposed to come out quite a while ago. So this being a sequel of sorts from your very first debut on Def Jam, how have you changed? I mean, there's got to be some tremendous growth, a different type of growth since that album was supposed to come out.
No, and you know what? That's why God is in charge and not me. When that album was supposed to come out, there wasn't very much growth at all.
Right.
Everything has changed about me. I would say, from the creative process to my thought process to fans and my relationship with these guys. I don't think there's anything that is a constant that still remains. I just try to improve daily, and I think the album. I think that translates. I think that comes across in the album, like in doing the runs for the marketing. So many different DJs and different people I interviewed with would just say, they would say, you have a very, what's the word they used? Yin yoga type aura about you, which I thought was always funny. It made me question how I was coming across all those other years. But everything is different, Chuck.
Well, what is your creative process? That was one of my questions because I was really curious about your process nowadays and how you make music.
I just let the pen go. I just let the pen go. I've learned to avoid writer's block by just not really thinking so much about what I was saying and how it would be received and what people would think about what I was saying, and I would just say it. That's how the music has been so. That's how I've managed to stay so transparent and just honest and just not give a F. Not give a F.
You've been a lyricist, like I said, one of my favorites.
Rappity rap.
Yeah. Well, that's all right. That's all right.
I don't mind it.
Definitely gave me the impression that you were a thinker, maybe even an overthinker.
No such thing as overthinking.
You don't think? It can.
You don't think?
It can paralyze sometimes. Overthinking.
It probably has paralyzed me at some point.
Yeah.
Probably still.
So you still write now? I know a lot of artists now brag about not writing.
You almost try to get old Joe to come out.
All right, I tried.
Yeah, no, I'm chilling.
Okay, cool. So with this new album, so you've shed all your beefs. Almost
No
all.
beefs. No beefs with
beefs?
anybody.
Okay.
no beefs anywhere, to my knowledge anyway. I don't have any beefs with anybody.
Okay. How have you managed to navigate the game? Everyone here probably knows your trials and tribulations inside the industry and outside.
Or not, because I'm more popular now.
Okay.
They maybe don't know.
All right. Well, let's talk. All right. Let's go industry first. The game hasn't been kind to you, I would say. Especially based on your talent and potential. But you've managed to stay relevant. Let's talk about what you've done to make that happen.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about it.
Well, I could talk about it, but I think they want to hear from you.
Honestly, I credit all of it to the fans. Yeah. It really is just that simple for me. I didn't sit anywhere and come up with this like diabolical plan that I'm gonna stay relevant forever. It's really just when labels counted me out, the fans kept me in. When radio wouldn't play me, the fans kept me in. The fans have always kept me wherever they said I wouldn't be, or they allowed me to get through the doors that quote unquote industry types wouldn't allow me in.
What about the internet? And you were one of the first people to really embrace the internet. There were a couple before, but you
cool.
were real. Cannabis. Come on. For real. You got it.
What are you come oning? I'm not.
Cannabis embraced the internet early.
That's debatable.
Okay, I'll say this. You were the first to engage people on the internet. Successfully engage people. Is that good enough? That's
Cannabis. All right. I'm listening, all right.
So, you made me forget my question.
What did Cannabis do online? Well, this is not about him.
He made it a little cooler to be on the computer.
Knock it off. He did not.
Yes, he did. We're on a debate about cannabis now?
I'm not rolling with this.
This is going to millions of people.
No, I just disagree.
Okay, well, that's cool. I think we're going
I'm entitled to my opinion.
You can have your opinion.
Thank you.
You may have that.
You were saying?
The internet was not a conscious decision for you? Was that?
No, the internet. The internet is where I went. In 2001 when I first got my record deal, the label was very much preoccupied with everything but new media, and but the internet. And because I didn't grow up as a thug and this drug dealer, and I wasn't standing on corners, like that wasn't my story coming in. My story was a very unique one. So, when the label would offer their opinion on anything, I could never rebut it with what the streets were saying because I wasn't on the streets. I was online. And often at times I went online and just to see what people's thoughts were and what people were saying and the next biggest thing or who these kids thought were hot. And I would kind of use that as research and bring it back to the label and say, hey, but these kids think this. And they were always overlooked, always for years. The internet was overlooked until it wasn't overlooked. Until now it's very much a part of labels' marketing strategies. They have budgets and big dollars put to the side now because what you guys think is really important today. But that wasn't the case back then. So I was the minority.
Do you still have internet soldiers?
I would say so. I would say they ride for me.
Okay, that's what's up. You're also one of the first, or maybe the first,
or with respect
pioneer.
To cannabis. Let's
cannabis.
respect cannabis and all he's done.
No, cannabis didn't have anything to do with this part. To really expose your personal life online in a way that was very voyeuristic almost, really allowing people to look into your life, particularly your romantic life.
No, everything life, every aspect of my life.
Okay.
People say that.
Right.
People say specifically your romantic life, but it was every aspect of my life. For the people that were just focused on that romantic aspect, then maybe that's all they picked up on. But I put it all out there.
Was that a conscious decision, or was that just you sharing?
No, that's just how I was groomed. You know, I started writing at 10 years old. Uh, Again, because I wasn't on the streets and I didn't come up that way. You know, the notebook was just who I spoke to. Uh, so I would just write down how my day went and how I felt about various things. And then that led to maybe poetry. And then that maybe changed to spoken word. And then that changed to rap.
Is there anything aggravating? Like, I really couldn't imagine personally being that open to the world. Has that ever?
Why?
Well, I'm a private type of person.
Okay.
Yeah.
That
so,
answered it for me.
Huh?
That put my question to bed.
But for you, I mean, so for me, let me just say this: like in the last couple years, I've opened up a little bit, so I've allowed people in, and for me, it becomes annoying when someone has an opinion on your life. That never factors in for you.
Nah.
No.
No. I mean, those that mind don't matter, those that matter don't mind. You know, that's just always been the rule of thumb for me.
What if it's your fans?
Well, it depends. That's where it gets tricky. Like you have some fans that they tweet now, and I tweeted about this recently. They'll say, "Oh, I lost all my respect for you," and then I'll curse them out. Oh no, not curse them out, but I'll just let them know that I don't give. We need another phrase.
A what?
I don't give a cake. Yeah, so I'll respond with that, and then the fans will get annoyed, and I can't believe that you don't care about what. Like it's no certain fans that you know they rock with me and my brand and what I've done and what I've built, and they offer constructive criticism. Some fans, on the other hand, have absolutely no idea what they're talking about at all. It's important to differentiate the two. And I'm not one of those artists that believe that, you know, I believe that the fans that have rode with me and stuck with me for this long, you know, they're like extended family to me. And there's certain things and privileges, you know, in summertime we'll play kickball together, you know. I just do a lot. I do a lot with those fans. But I'm not one of those artists that feel like I owe the fans something because of their fanfare. No, I don't look at it that way.
Did you just say kickball? You play kickball?
Every summer.
Really?
We didn't do it
Speak
this
on
past
this.
summer.
I
We
wanna know about
played
this.
about 3 years ago. This started maybe where a bunch of us would go up to North Bergen in New Jersey, 80th Street Park. It started with a tweet. I was just chilling one day and said, you know what, we should play kickball. Meet me at the park at 12:30 Sunday afternoon. And a bunch of people came and met me at the park, and we all played kickball. We ordered pizza. We have people bring their kids and their pets. It's like a big fun day.
Man, this is intriguing. This is the most interesting part of the interview so far to me.
Yeah, but but back to what I was saying earlier, it's not something that I ever did because it was like, you know, these people are buying my albums.
Right.
No, I did that because I wanted to do that with the fans.
Okay. That's crazy.
I do a lot of stuff with the fans.
Okay. All right.
I just don't tell my publicists and bring a whole camera crew and start publicizing it. You know, I'm doing it because I want to do it. I'm not doing it for the notoriety. I'm not doing it for that.
All right. So how many different, not to say you're
80.
80.
I'm just talking.
How many different Joe Buttons are there? Like, I'm not even gonna lie, I'm keeping it real. I like the emo-ish Joe Budden, the dude that when he was in the struggle.
I'm still in the struggle.
Are you really?
Yeah.
What kind of struggle? It's a different struggle. I've seen you've
It's
shown a lot.
It's a very different struggle, but I'm very much in the struggle.
Everybody's in the struggle, some struggle, everybody.
I don't know if everybody's
It's not
in
the
struggle.
same struggle as the Joe Budden that did Mood Music 2 or 1.
I could debate that. I could debate that, but I won't. All right, so you like emo Joe Budden.
Yeah. So what's the Joe Budden that did No Love Lost? Which one is that? Because it's a different album for you.
I thought No Love Lost was pretty emo.
It is a little emo, a little more emo than I thought.
It's a lot emo. It's just a different emo than what people are used to. But it's very emo.
Well, what version of emo is this one? That a Lil Wayne or Kurt Cobain's rather. Sorry.
What about him?
I always think of Kurt Cobain. I don't get that name, but anyway. It's a whole nother story. So the emo, back to the emo. Back to the emo. So when I looked at the track listing, I'm like, wow.
You looked at the track list and you did what everybody else normally does when they look at the track list. They try to gauge how a song is going to sound just by looking at the name of the song. Top of the world, I'm going to hate this.
Yeah, you're
Kurt
right.
Cobain, what the? Right?
You're right.
We all fall victim to
You're
that.
right, you're right.
Why do people do that?
I don't know. Well, you know why? I'm going to tell you why. Because you do have real fans who have been following you, and you know what? A lot of people embrace that guy, the underdog Joe Budden. How about that? The underdog Joe Budden, the emo underdog.
Wait, so I'm no longer the underdog.
I don't know if you're the underdog
So
when you get
because I
Lil
have
Wayne
a
on a
record,
record.
whoa, why not?
I don't know.
You
That's a big for some people.
Do
That's
you know
a
what I
big
had
look.
to go through to get that
I
Lil Wayne
wanted to ask you that
verse?
too. How did you make that happen?
I almost had the biggest beef in the world with Lil Wayne.
I don't remember that.
I know, because I'm grown up now.
Okay.
Has anybody heard this story before?
Let's tell the story.
I did an exclusive. Look at you.
Yeah.
I did I think it was something called Jump Off TV a few years back. With my man Low Key at Low Key. You heard that new and whatever his name is.
Oh, come on now.
I don't know his Twitter name, but
Nah, Low Key's
my man.
the homie.
Yeah, that's the homie. So a few years ago, and I guess this was around the time that Young Money had just signed somebody new. And it was a bunch of bloggers, and everybody was, they had the camera. They were going around asking everybody who they thought Young Money had signed and, why this was a great move or a bad move or how other people had felt. So this was around the time I started my, my peace campaign. My Joe Budden will not say a negative thing about anyone. I started that then. So they asked me about it, and I didn't offer anything. All I said was something to the effect of, if I'm the other artist on the label, I might not really want to hear about a new artist because I'm going to want to, I'm going to want the attention on my project. And we left that alone. Fast forward. I send Wayne this record, and he says, "Yeah, I'll get it to you." And then, he's Lil Wayne, so I left him alone for a little while. And when I doubled back, and I said, "Yo, what up with that verse?" And he said, this was on the phone, and he started cursing me out on the phone. Yeah, I won't say what he said because there are children here, but yeah, he was cursing me out, and then he hung up on me. And then my pride and I threw that peace campaign I was on out the window, and I called back and he let me know I did an interview a few years ago where I had allegedly said something negative about Gutta Gutta. I had no recollection of this at all. So anyway, long story short, me and Gutta got on the phone. Me and him, we put all our issues to the side. We cleared all that up. But prior to that, Wayne cursed me out. And he said, "You ever want to do business with me, you're going to apologize to Gutta Gutta." And that's it. And he hung up on me. So I immediately went to go grab my notebook, and I was gonna vent about it. But that probably wouldn't have been the best thing to do. So, we were able to handle it like men and discuss it, and, we laugh about it now. But back then it was pretty funny.
That's what's up. That's good to hear. Because it's a good record. It's a great
no
record,
beef,
actually.
great. But I'm still an underdog.
Okay.
Now it just so happens that, Slaughterhouse has enabled me to it's opened me to more resources than Joe Budden would normally have as a solo artist. So now, because I'm going to the Grammys with Eminem, I would be sitting in front of a Lil Wayne and behind Will Smith, and we'll be able to have conversations that, just Joe Budden without Slaughterhouse or Eminem, I wouldn't be privy to any of that.
Yeah. Now, Slaughterhouse, can we give them a round of applause? Because that's like the illest group out right now, period, hands down, lyrically and even otherwise. How did that was a definite shift for all of you guys, you in particular. Are you guys working on any new music? Anything you want to tell the fans?
How many exclusives you want in a night?
Come on, man.
You want a lot.
Yeah. We love the exclusives. You've been interviewing people. You've done your press round, so here we are.
Yeah.
We need some new information.
We are in the process of working. I'll say that.
Okay.
We're throwing ideas around, getting the creative wheels rolling, and hopefully we'll have a project out this year.
Good. Will it be on Shady?
Definitely.
Okay. How's that been working for you?
Great. I mean, Shady and M and Paul and Tracy and Interscope period has been very supportive, very, very much behind us. Their faith has never wavered in us.
That's good. Good to hear, because we need you guys, definitely.
Thank you.
I'm going to ask one more question, and then we're going to start taking questions from the audience. So get your questions together. And
Oh, they didn't tell me that we were going to do that. Oh, yeah.
Katie.
Questions from you guys.
Yeah.
Gotta love it.
So, reality TV, how's that working out for you?
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's interesting to say the least. It's opened me up to a brand new audience. That's the right thing to say.
Has it translated musically, sales-wise, fan-wise, hate-wise?
Well, that I wouldn't know. Like, I only compare my projects to my last project. So, my last studio album came out and we sold 12,000 copies the first week. And this project we were able to sell 30, and then, it's very successful. In my eyes and the label's eyes. So, but I can't say if that's due to the show. I attribute it to many things, like, the show and Slaughterhouse, the touring, all the work we've done over the years, the fans, popularity growing. Like, I don't attribute it to just one thing solely.
Okay. All right. So if you have a question, please raise your hand, and Katie will come over there.
What's up, Joe? Big fan.
Hey, bro.
My question is, originally when you previewed, dropped She Don't Put It Down on Blog TV, you had it was just you, Wayne, and Twista. And then when the album came out, you kept yourself, Wayne, yourself, and then the remix was yourself, Fab, and Twista. What happened with the change? Like, what was the process to that, or what? Did you go back and something was like, you know what, I'd rather have Twista on this than, the first one?
No. First of all, you guys, the Blog TV people hear music before they are supposed to hear music. Let's be clear on that. So you guys normally hear it while it's still in the process of being done. I didn't feel like it was a good idea to put out my first record in what many would deem to be a long time with only one Joe Budden verse. That just didn't seem like a great business decision to me. So that's why the record came out the way it came out, with me, Wayne, Tank. And we always had the idea to go back with the remix with Twista and Fab, and the way that it came about. So hopefully that provided some clarity for you.
That's a fan question there.
Yeah.
Fan.
Yep. Is my voice putting everyone to sleep?
No.
Is it like I'm telling everybody like a bedtime story? Thank you.
I'm going to be completely honest.
Be honest.
I don't have a question. I'm going to break the mold, and that's something that I kind of learned from you and from your music.
Break it.
I broke a lot of fears to come here and see you tonight, and the person sitting next to me will vouch for me that I talk about you pretty frequently and what you've done for me in my life. And you and your music and the way that you go about your music and your whole attitude about it and your whole attitude just in general. I follow you on Blog TV. I follow you on Twitter and everything like that. I'm not a crazy stalker.
Nor do I think it, by the way.
Okay. I really connect to your music and the way that you place your words. Words are a passion of mine. I hold them very deeply. I feel like they can be used as weapons, and I feel like they could take you very far.
I agree.
I came here tonight specifically to thank you because at one point in my life, I was so deep and so down, and I was going through some of the things that I recognized only through your music that I was able to come to terms with and I was able to come to grips with. And how long ago was it that you asked me if you ever met him, what would you say to him?
Literally like 2 or 3 days ago.
Couple days ago, prior to me even seeing your Twitter, to even knowing that this was going to be going on, he said to me, "Yo, what would you say to him if you ever met him?" I said, "I don't know. I would thank him for saving my life because your music, literally, I put that on everything. You turned me to God. I never in my life was a religious person. You turned me to God. I walk with a rosary. I say prayers every day. I always say, talk to God. God listens." And you did that for me. And ever since I turned to God, whoever that higher being may be, I don't tie it to an organized religion. I don't tie it to Catholicism, whoever it may be. Because of you and your music and me following your life on that platform that you opened up to everybody else, I've made a complete turnaround. People tell me every day, I cannot believe the changes that I'm seeing in you day to day. And honestly, that's completely, I had to come here tonight to thank you for that because it's completely owed to you and what your music has done for me.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
That's a great story. You are an inspiration to people. I mean, even myself, man, like I can't even lie. Like I used to listen to your music religiously when I was in my own struggle. And I mean, that's a great testament to the power of what you do.
It is. You got me up here all teary-eyed and stuff. But you know what? A lot of people, on tour and as I travel the world, a lot of people share that sentiment. They all say, "Thank you for saving my life." I get teary-eyed every time they do it. I do.
What's up, man?
My man.
Yo.
Serious Jones.
I do look like him? Yo, on a business end, what was the hardest transition you had to make, and what was the best decision you made for both, on a business aspect?
The hardest transition that I've had to make. I'm not certain if any of it has been that. I don't know what the toughest transition. I feel like my entire career has been nothing but tough obstacles. I couldn't say which one has been more so than the other, but the best was I remember it. I think it was 2004. In 2004, I was in a gentleman's club in New Jersey, and a song I did called "Roll Your Backyard" came on. And I shook my head in disgust. And I said, you know what? That will be the last time that I record a song that I don't really want to record. Because I came in under a production company. And I was very young and very impressionable. I did a lot of songs early in my career that I probably did not want to do. And that was the best thing I could have ever done, was to not do songs I didn't want to do. As simple as that sounds, plenty of artists nationwide sharing that. So, yeah, that would be the best. Hey, all right.
How you doing?
Pretty good. Yourself?
Good.
Great. You wrote your question down.
Yeah, I did. I didn't want to forget it.
All right.
So, as a musician, were there any adjustments you had to make while you transitioned some time into reality TV?
Nah. No, not very many. Not very many. Outside of balancing the schedule between trying to do a mixtape and trying to do an album and them following you with cameras and wanting to, outside of the scheduling, nah, it was pretty much all the same.
My question for you is, you talk a lot about love and in your music, and also about respect from your peers in music. If you can pick one or the other, and you could only have one, which one would you want? The love or the respect from your peers? If that makes sense.
Oh no, the respect.
Like from other artists.
The respect.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Nah, they don't have to love me. I'm not sure that they love me now. But yeah, no, I'm definitely going with the respect. When I signed my record deal, that was all that I wanted out of music, was just to be respected amongst my peers for what I do by other musicians. So yeah, I'm going with respect.
What's up, Joe? I've been a fan for a while, but I think when it really hit,
When did it really hit you?
Ordinary Love Part 3.
Oh,
I think
poor guy.
1 and 2 you went off. And
What was her name?
And on 3, I think you started to say, 1 and 2 is for y'all, this one's for me. And I mean, if I'm in the gym, I listen to it, and I feel like it puts me in the zone, so I can only imagine how it was for you. Is there one of those songs where that you just go back to and it reminds you of a time that you were in your life, and it frustrates you to go harder? Or, because that song right there just did it. And I think, you heard the reaction. I think it's just a song that, for me, defines you as an artist that, can always take it to that level. You've always been honest, but that one's one where I feel like you said, you know what, I've always been honest, but now I'm putting everything out there.
Well, I don't, and thank you for asking. I don't. This is gonna sound a little strange, maybe, but I'm strange, so it's okay. I don't listen to any of the music and ever get frustrated. Even though I could see how one maybe could get frustrated, it's all uplifting to me. I will listen to Ordinary Love-ish 3 like a club song and party and dance and jammed. But like I said, it all reminds me of exactly where I was when I wrote it and what I went through. But, all of my yesterdays make for today. So as horrible as it may sound, even in listening to it, I'm grateful for it because I came away with a lesson and it added to who I am.
What's
Hello,
going
sir.
on? So I actually have 2 questions. Will there be another mood music?
Give a guy an inch.
Will there be another mood music?
Oh, I got to answer that first?
Yes.
Can I get the second question?
Yeah, it kind of ties in, but yeah.
I bet.
Like even dating back to mood music, you therapeutic, you writing and everything. You always said that you basically didn't care about the fame and fortune of it. So if it was no longer profitable, would you still?
Who says it's profitable now?
We assume that it is.
Oh, okay. Let's be clear. Yeah. Well, one, I'm not certain whether there'll be another mood music or not. Where I am now, it's all mood music to me. Like I told Chuck, No Love Lost to me is mood music. It's all stemming from some type of mood. And as far as the second question, yeah. Be clear that this has maybe just started getting profitable like a month ago. we got about 10, 11, and 12 years here where it was solely off of love. But yeah, I would definitely do it. Definitely.
Cool. So I have a quick question.
Another question.
Do you have a favorite verse that you spit? I don't mean, I won't. Do you have a favorite?
Ever?
Verse, yeah, of yours.
Oh, no, Chuck. What type of question is that?
Yeah.
That's like picking your favorite kid.
Parents do have favorites,
I told my mom that. I told my mom that. She wouldn't say it, probably because my brother was around. I don't know. If I have to name one today, and it's probably been Truth or Truth since I wrote it. Okay. Truth or Truth, me and Royce and my Slaughterhouse we're We like that verse of mine.
I'll tell you mine.
Tell me yours.
6 minutes of death.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I hate that
J
verse.
Mills.
I don't like that verse.
All right, everybody. Joe Budden, everybody.